awesome, awesome day. I mean, you lose game one, and you have to fight and claw to win game two, and then we know it's another dogfight today. But that's one of the best hitting teams in the country, and for us to hold them to 5-1 and 2 runs is pretty impressive. I thought our guys executed the plan very well. Um, we had a few hiccups with the base home balls, but we were able to work around that. But so many guys this entire year have stepped up, and we saw it again this weekend. Ryan Reynolds struggled a little bit earlier in the tournament, earlier in the regional, but huge to get us off of the skid and just go from there. And we just continued playing. I think our guys understood that that's what we have to do, and we're really good when we're together. I think the one thing about this team is when you look at this team, the major factor is, and the major strength is the team itself. And this team has really bonded well, and they understand how to pick up each other. Just an incredible day.
Questions for Coach or the student athletes?
As far as our attack, yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, we wanted to stay down and away with both the slider and the fastball. They're a team that wants the ball middle in, and I thought we really executed that well. And then when we got to 2 strikes, they stay on the breaking ball very well. So that's when we were able to go up. That's when we were able to go in. And the only time we were throwing the breaking ball then is if it bounced. It was a chase pitch when we had 2 strikes. So we elevated well. We pitched in just enough and really executed down and away. It feels awesome. I mean, it really does. You know, it's never been about me, and it never will be. But the thing that I love is I told these guys back in probably the fall that I want this for you guys, but also want it for those 3 coaches that have been with me for 7 years. And so to watch all that happen today was really, really special. And I'm just so proud of our team. I mean, things that we had to do, and I've said it before, I mean, we're not always pretty. A lot of times we're ugly. But we just figure out how to keep playing, and that's what's so special about this group. Well, Mateo has thrown well in our extra period last week. He threw well in the regionals, and I knew his fastball would play if he could command it. He threw enough sliders. Actually, they probably eliminated the slider because he wasn't throwing it for strikes enough, but he hit with location. As we looked at the plan, if I could get 3 out of Mateo, everything after that was a bonus. And we go through the 4th, and he's still throwing quality pitches. We go through the 5th, like we're not changing it. And then we started having to kind of shuffle a little bit because you got Parker, Joe, and Josh have always been our guys that if we're in a mess, that's who we go to. So we had to really be cautious of how we handled those 2 because we didn't want to burn them in the bullpen. But then Mateo kept going. So once we got to that point, we're like, all right, we're going straight to Blair. And that's kind of risky because Blair hasn't gone back-to-back, even though he only threw 39 pitches yesterday. And so we had a little hiccup there. We got the ball to Parker Joe, and that's what we needed.
Talk about that, David, Parker Joe coming in, what he did, then you said you bring him in when it's a mess.
Always. I mean, he doesn't ever get to start clean innings. It's usually bases loaded and nobody out. And if he has 1 out, we basically tell him, hey, this is a luxury for you. This is easy. And it happens. Cody can he can admit that because we talk about it on the mound. But he's just so cool. And the thing is, he's not trying to be somebody else. He does what he can. Great with location. And he's touched 90 from that slot right now. So it's something you don't see enough of as a hitter as far as day-to-day BP. You don't see this enough. And when you can command it to both sides, it really makes a difference.
Cody, you said your dad said you need to go to Omaha. Your brother said you need to go to Omaha. Now you can follow in their footsteps and you're going to Omaha. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, Casey and all of my brothers have told me that it's the best time of your life. My dad definitely said it was one of his favorite moments ever playing baseball. I I think that everyone's pretty excited. I'm definitely super excited. It's going to be a fun time, and we have unfinished business.
Watching together this roster before the season, you have a lot of JUCO guys and a lot of guys already here. You kind of feel like you all made a decent spring together with all the different arms tonight.
That's what we've been doing. I do. I mean, we've had people step up. Had a guy like Jake McKenzie. I told Coach Allen about the 5th inning today. I said, would you ever thought Jake McKenzie would be hitting in the 6-0 in Game 3 of a Super Regional for us? And we both just kind of smiled because that's what guys are doing, and they're reaching down and finding the best out of themselves and each other. And he was big all weekend.
Joe, do you even get nervous at all? Like, just, you come
No.
out of these situations, you just kind of straight-faced, and it doesn't really seem like you're bothered at all by the moment.
I really just enjoy it. I try to relax. It's the biggest thing I do when I'm on the mound. Just take those big, deep breaths and just know that if you execute your pitches, good things are going to happen, and that's just kind of the way I roll about it.
Doesn't faze him.
Parker, what does it mean for you to be in this situation, knowing your dad played for Augie and Fullerton?
It's really fun. I mean, unfortunately, Cal State Fullerton didn't make it, and that would have been a great story, having Fullerton and Texas in it. But my dad last night, we were just hanging out, and he was talking about Augie and all the stories and how he had a great time. He went to the College World Series as well, and so he was just saying it's the best time, and that for us to have even the opportunity to get there was great.
No. I just stuck with the same approach. I mean, I guess the times that I came up to the plate, we were in situations where they kind of, I guess, had to throw to me. I guess with nobody on, I guess they had tried to attack me, and I basically just stayed with my same approach and got some pitches to hit.
What's going through your mind, Cody, in that night? Because I know everybody in the stands is holding their breath.
I wasn't that nervous or worried or anything. It was actually just a moment that I was actually kind of soaking in. Just looking at all the fans, it was definitely a cool moment. And yeah, it was that last out was an unbelievable feeling.
My approach was, going on the mound, throwing strikes, and let my defense work, and that's what I did.
Mateo, you went to Odessa College, then committed to Texas. Did you ever think you'd be starting an Omaha clinching game, as a starting pitcher?
Probably not, but it was a dream, and it came through today.
He was probably a good choice because he probably didn't quite understand the magnitude. I'm from Parma, Italy, so what?
At what point, Mateo, did Coach tell you that you were getting the start? What are the emotions like, the nerves like when you find out that you're going to be the guy today?
He told me last night after the game, and I tried to stay calm. I went to sleep at 8 last night, trying to get a long night's sleep and be ready today.
Coach, you said last week you had no doubt that Augie was with you guys. Is there any doubt it was with you guys today as well?
No doubt. I was rubbing his jersey in the 7th inning, and that's no doubt either.
Parker, Joe, what did it mean when the fans were chanting Augie after the game?
It was just kind of this crazy thing. We're celebrating his life just a couple months ago, and then to have us perform, it seems like almost right after that he passed away, our team kind of flipped a switch, and I don't know, maybe Augie was with us, and we all just played together, and it was just for one big thing, bigger than baseball in general, just Augie.
Parker, Joe, you guys here who changed the coaching staff. What has Coach Beard meant to you all since his arrival? How big is it?
He's really good. We have I think a really relaxing atmosphere, especially during practices, and that helps translate into games. He kind of players coach, lets us kind of play the game, do what we need to do to get ready, and I think it's translated, obviously, the past 2 years. Kind of one game away last year, and then this year we did it and we clinched, so we're going to Omaha.
Last year, like 2 years ago, actually. Yeah. I watched a few games. I actually watched Texas and Texas A&M game when it was probably like 9, and then that's it. Like that's all.
taught himself how to pitch on the internet. Come on. Coach Haig had to clean him up. He had 8 pitches. Like, we only need 3. Danny.
Danny.
I did say everyone was going to be available. You just talk about the 9th inning that decided to go with Nolan.
Well, I mean, honestly, so we talked about with Blair yesterday. We weren't going to leave a bullet in the bullpen and get beat, and we just felt like, you know, I liked what Parker Joe was doing. I didn't want to mess up any karma. We were getting quality strikes, and you really don't know what you're going to get in that environment. And so we stuck with him going into the 9th. We knew if the leadoff hitter got on, we were going to Andy. Andy struggled a little bit, and at that point, I'm just like, we've got a guy. It's not long, but he's a guy that's been there. He's been our Friday night guy, so we're not going to leave him in the bullpen and get beat.
Cody, can you talk about when Coach was saying about when Parker Joe comes in when it's a mess, some of those on the mound discussions or whatever, and competition?
We just kind of laugh when he's running in from the bullpen. It's bases loaded and nobody out, and here comes Parker Joe again. Unfortunately, you're in this situation, but come on, let's get some outs.
Go ahead, Cody. I'm going to add something to that.
And he basically just does his job every time, and he's unfazed. That's just how he is on the mound.
We were at Texas Tech, and Ryan Reynolds, I thought, was going to kick my butt because he said to me, if you pull Parker Joe out, I'm going to kick your butt. He didn't say that, but he basically said, don't pull him out. So I listened to him that day. It worked out pretty good.
Parker, Chase said yesterday that you never show any emotions, but were you feeling some emotions today during the game?
No, not really. I mean, kind of just same old.
Stoic.
Now?
Act like it's an inter squad. We're playing against each other. Just keep on doing the same thing.
Is that true through and through, or are you acting a little bit?
I mean, when there's 2 strikes, you can hear the crowd a little bit, but then you just take a deep breath and back to the basics.
David, what does it say about you and your staff that Mateo Paul was probably 86 to 88? Parker Joe changed his arm slot at the time of these 2 guys are pitching to Omaha.
It's unbelievable. And you always talk about recruiting being the lifeline of your program, but without development, I don't care if the guy's a blue chip type player or a guy that's still trying to figure some things out. One thing that we're totally committed to is every guy that's in our program. Parker Joe and I actually talked in the summer that I was coming in, and we talked about his delivery over the phone. You remember that, Parker Joe? And I coached him over the phone, and we said, look, you're a stock right-hander. Let's try this out. And he started doing it and sending me video before I even got here. So we had a little jump start there. Mateo, I'll give Coach Haig and Mateo all the credit. First of all, this guy there's no denying this young man. He is determined, and he's going to figure it out. The thing we had to do with Mateo is simplify him because he had so many things and so many thoughts that we wanted to just get him really narrow-minded into, I've got a good fastball, I'm going to improve my slider, and now we went to the changeup because really the humidity from his split, the changeup was better. But the thing is that they've put the work in, and this guy's learning how to use his legs. The next thing you know, he's 90-94, and you saw that today with stamina because he's prepared. He takes care of his body, just does everything right.
Cody, have you ever had a run in your playing career like what you're having this season?
No. It's unbelievable. I mean, everybody on this team just believes in one another, and every single at bat, every single pitch on the mound, everyone basically is with. You're right behind the guy. You got everyone's back. Just what we've done these past few weeks, we've definitely stuck together and played as a team, and just played it one pitch at a time. And I think that's the key for us right now is just to focus on the next 3 seconds and play it one inning, one pitch at a time.
I want to add something to that. This young man is the best hitter in college baseball when the game's on the line, and he's proven that from the very beginning to right now. It wasn't the first month and then cold or the back end of the season. He's been doing it since day one, and he does it in the biggest moments, and that's what makes me think that he's the best hitter in college baseball right now. when we got beat 2 out of 3 at Kansas State. And we just, we came together and basically said we're better than this and we've got to improve. And, coming out of the Arkansas where we're 9-9, but really, our league's so tough and anybody can beat you, but just a rough weekend. And at that point, I think everybody just continued to stay with the grind. I mean, nobody ever got to the point where they thought we weren't good. And there was so much positive coaching from Coach Miller and Coach Allen and Coach Haig. Probably the only one that would really be a pain in the butt would be me, but sometimes it's my job just to center everyone. And just the way that we went about our business tells you how professional this has been and how great these kids have been to respond the way they have. Well, I said coming in here, this is the best program in college baseball. This is the program I wanted to be a part of. And when I had the opportunity, I knew that I have very little patience. And I knew that we were going to fast forward this. I didn't know how long it would take, but I felt confident with the resources, with the administration, the support that we get, that they're going to give us everything possible to be successful. But it goes back to our players, and this is not a typical Texas team full of blue chip players. We have some, but we have a lot of contributors, and that's what's been really, really special about this group.
Cody, what does it mean to keep the Omaha, trip alive? If y'all hadn't made it, you'd had a generation of players not go. It's been able to stay alive, and y'all keep it alive.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely what I guess you could say my class and the class above me that we've been working for. Omaha is the goal. You put in all the work in the off season. You grind with your teammates, everything in the weight room, on the field. You do as a team, and you work to get to Omaha. And the things that are showing up now definitely came from us. What we did in the fall. And it's just everything's showing now, and this is the goal. And after today, there's only 8 teams left, and it's exciting. And this was one of our goals this year.
Yeah, I always bring as much as I can, and I gave some to coaches, and I think they liked it.
I haven't had time to try it. I know it's good, though.
David, can you talk about that too, keeping that Omaha experience alive?
I hadn't really thought about it. I knew that, but it's just more about going out there and playing it the right way. And I thought game 1 Saturday, we had a little chink in our armor. I thought we were a little nervous, almost like we had to defend this fault. Like we kind of felt the pressure and played a little tense. And we lost a 1-run game, and there's some things in there that we could have easily won the game. But the way we responded, I thought we were more calm and in control in game 2 in the elimination game than we were in game 1. And for us to finish it, it's really special. It really is. It's hard to do. It's hard to win a national championship. It's hard to get to Omaha. So we build off of this, and I hope these players enjoy it. I know they will.
Mark and Joe, what's it like when Cody's in the ball like this? What's it like watching?
It's really exciting. Every time he comes up to the plate, it's like he's going to do something big, especially if it's a crucial situation. And I heard that the other team was like, we're not going to pitch to Cody today. And first at bat, knock, and then next at bat, home run or whatever. And I'm like, they should have not pitched to him. Like, come on. But, I mean, it's super fun. Our whole team loves it. We have a good time with it. And the bat flips that's his thing. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Time for just a few more.
Cody, that third inning home run, did you feel like it was going to go out when it came off the bat, or what do you think?
I knew it had a chance. I guess at noon the wind really blows to left. And the ball carries if you hit it that way with backspin. And I know I've done it in BP before, and I think it was like a low and outside pitch, and I just backspun it, and I barreled it. So as soon as it went in there, I was like, all right, that's got a chance. We'll see what happens. And then, I was running down the line, and the outfielder kept going back, and then it went out. And I was like, thank you, Win. I mean, not here. I mean, if you hit the ball to center field, you're basically out every time. But no, I mean, I've just been trying to stay with my same approach. It's really the big thing for me, and just seeing the ball well and putting the, try and square it up as much as possible. Yeah, so I slid in the second on that hit and run, and the turf was just so hot, and it just kind of burned me a little bit, but I'll be fine.
I mean, we've actually, especially the backside, we've been doing it for a while. We've been piecing it together. We've been going to 3 guys and utilizing their strengths. And then when we have to extend a little bit, going to a couple of middle guys that have really contributed. But, you just never know. You get to this time of the year and you put faith in kids and put faith in their strengths, and they start building confidence, and that's what's happened. And sometimes it takes roles a little longer to evolve, but you could see the roles really starting to take off, and it makes it a little easier on the coach too, because you kind of know who you want to go to at that time, except today.
All right. Thank you very much.
One shout out for the fan base. How about that?